Conceit.
You were beautiful.
I tried. I tried. Is it come? Is it rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Uh.
I gave him all,
Never mind.
Whoops.
Every time.
Don't.
Every time.
Whoops.
Welcome back to Come Sit. This is me, Ben, and this is Craig,
Hi.
and this is Darrad, and we're your friendly neighborhood friends. We'll talk to you today about Twin Peaks. Again, we've got another format change, so hold on to your horses because this is a rough one, a fast one, and a tough one. We're going to be splitting up Game of Thrones and Twin Peaks. So obviously Game of Thrones is done. Talk about that later in another video actually. But today we're talking about Twin Peaks and we're going to rush it out to you for primetime television because that is how we do. It's not going to be primetime, it's going to be like morning for most people. But Twin Peaks, episode 16. My favourite so far. I mean, it's tough to choose a favourite now that everything seems to be, whew,
It's all happening. It's all in the news. It's all happening.
All in the news.
Ooh,
Let's start nice and simple, nice and easy. Impressions.
Impressions?
Impressions.
Impressive.
It's impressive.
It's impressive.
Impressive.
So,
Fucking hell, dude. That episode was like.
It was.
It
It
was.
was like. It
It
was
was.
like.
It was really something.
I was either gobsmacked and didn't have anything to say because I was like, at the TV, or I was like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, which is pretty much the entire Audrey scene for me. Like, literally just staring at the screen being like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
especially coming after
Ooh.
that music scene, which is just really kind of at odds with the Audrey dance scene.
Yeah.
It was very just chill and like.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Eddie Vedder? Eddie Vedder.
That's it. It was very disarming because like I went into that scene. I watched it today again. I went into that scene and I forgot that the Audrey scene was pretty much like right after it, and like that scene just sort of. It made me feel like, oh, the episode's sort of like winding down to an end, blah blah blah. But then the Audrey thing comes on, and you're like, oh fuck, she's trapped there. She's trapped in something.
She's trapped, or she's dying, or coma, or
She's somewhere.
she's not in a good place.
No.
No.
And then you have like the electrical thing happen, and it cuts into her being in that white room.
Yeah.
So like cell almost.
That white room.
Like some kind of.
The Roadhouse. That is everything that happens at the Roadhouse. The most disturbing and confusing part of the show. Everything makes me feel bad there. Nothing makes you feel good, I guess. Except for the first scene where James is still cool.
That was the only like.
James is still cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
That
only
was-
highlight.
That was great.
I think it was
Good
because
feels.
the only reason was because the first time we got introduced to the Roadhouse was the first time we were in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, and it had that song going. Whereas, like, I still feel like that was the best song that they had at the Roadhouse.
Which one?
I think it's Chromatics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fucking love the chromatics.
Oh my
so
god.
much.
Like, just that shoegazy, like...
Yeah.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has like two halves to that song.
It's so ethereal.
It was the best sort of like spiritual successor to what was it? What was her face?
The Nightingale song? It's the one that did Nightingale.
Yeah.
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 I don't know her name.
No.
Fuck.
Was it Au revoir some... No.
No. Spiritual successor to the old, the singer, the short
Did a lot of that
blonde hair.
sort of type of music sound. Do you remember?
I don't remember. Was it?
Jesus Christ. Everything is just like we're getting all these plot lines that are finishing up, tying up, these loose ends all coming together. Last episode was kind of like a little bit of like an inkling into this. Before that, it was like, he's got too much going on. This is
Yeah.
like,
What's he gonna do?
And you heard all the critics say it as well, like, well, we've got 5 episodes left, and he's not started to wrap anything up. So it just keeps on adding more mysteries, and we just don't have faith in him. We don't have faith in the show. We think that it's meandering.
I think it's gonna have a second season. I think he's gonna have to follow on some plot threads.
Yeah. What about that
leave
season 4?
something
What about
open.
that season 4?
We're never gonna get a finish.
Yes. No, I think everyone was stupid. I was stupid. I had that opinion. No, it's good. It's good. He's doing it. It feels like the finale. I mean, the past 16 episodes have been the best setup to a finale ever. This week has been an existential horror. It's been an absolute I'm terrified of just waking life just because it's just waiting. I'm spent in wait. I quit my job. Because of
Because of Twin Peaks.
Because of Twin Peaks, yeah.
It was too much.
It was too much. I just wanted to be able to say.
I saw
you
Coops
know.
become Coops again, and I don't want to go back to my life.
No, everything's changed now. Everything's changed.
I mean, yeah.
Can we talk briefly about that moment, because like that was the biggest smile on my face.
yeah.
And he's still Cooper. He's still firing on all cylinders. Like he just was just
Yeah.
like Janie E, Sonny Jim.
the first
Yeah.
I'm in
point.
control of it all.
Yeah, the first point I have on here is the entire Cooper wakes up sequence of the episode will almost certainly go down as the best moment in any revival series ever. Fight me. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's all happening. That's the best revival moment ever.
Better than Jon Snow. Calling it right now.
Yeah,
better than
of
Jon
course, of
Snow.
course.
That's not even really a thing. I mean, like, revival is in a TV revival.
Yeah.
So, like,
TV.
you take
I
your
was
Gilmore
thinking
Girls, you take your... What else was revived from the 90s to critical acclaim? I don't know.
Wait,
Like,
Gilmore Girls received critical acclaim?
I just go off AV Club. I shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
I shouldn't.
Shouldn't.
Such a shit website.
Yeah, what else did got? Nah, fuck it. Let's keep in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, like, even Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is probably the best revival series anyway. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
They had that, Three's Company or whatever. What was that?
Wait, we're sticking with Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
okay.
not
Well,
get
we're sticking with-
sidetracked.
Anyway,
Let's not become a random storyline in Twin Peaks.
Meandering, you mean?
I love how everyone had that opinion of so many plot threads, and then they all just smashed together.
Yeah, like Duncan Todd, Smash, Hutch, and
And what's her name?
Chantel.
Yeah, Chantel.
Yeah, Smash.
That was
Smashed it. Get rid of that stuff.
It was brilliant. Let's smash
It really-
the FBI together, the hitmen together, the mobsters together, and just have a weird thing happen in the middle of the street. And it's
I love that so much though. Like I was so happy when that scene started.
Yeah.
The guy comes in with his Mercedes and smashes it in front of them. And he just happened to be an accountant.
Yeah. He's just an angry Polish accountant.
And he had, he had a fucking
Fun fact,
automatic Glock.
he was in Inland Empire. So he looked very different in Inland Empire. If you've seen Inland Empire, he's the dude that's like in the hallway, Laura Dern's watching him, and then Laura Dern's face is on his face, and it's like that's like it's super strange.
another example of David Lynch sticking with the cast and just like recycling.
Recycling his cast. Well, no, it's like, they probably made friends with these guys, and he's like, yeah, dude, like, you, good actor, I'll put you in my shirt now.
Oh man, if I was ever casting something with David Lynch, I'd be like, fuck yes, I'm making movies for
Yeah.
life. Hopefully. The art of this episode was just on another level. We've talked previously about David Lynch and his work with sound, and him being the sound editor engineer, something like that. Like head of sound on the series, and it just works so well. Because you have the visual effects, which are quite simple when you look at them or think about them, but they convey what he wants, and so much of that is in the sound.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the scene where Diane comes back to the Red Room.
Yeah.
And like I was just looking at the scene where it's close up on her face and it sort of cracks in like an egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the way
the
sharpness-
rattlesnake stop like sounds.
Yeah, and her shoulders are just like twitching like that. But if you look really closely, he's just got the images just flickering.
Yeah.
And it's so
Exactly, yeah.
simple, but the sound makes it so effective. in the
It's
way
so
he uses
creepy.
it.
Yeah.
The whole thing is
I love that
amazing.
scene so much because the scene it comes out and it's like you watch it and it seems really simple in the effects, but I don't know.
So much talking about seeds this episode too.
Yeah.
The seeds. So like I feel like they're gonna be an important plot element going into the finale, which we can get to later.
Shout out to the American Women remix by. Oh, it's so good, man! Like, I want that song. It's my most. Oh no more words. Yeah, I'm gonna get the soundtrack solely for that.
I'm
Song.
gonna go driving at night today.
Yeah.
Yes.
With that playing.
Driving down a dark highway, just listening to that on full blast, like I'm going to my death.
I love it.
I don't think Coop's ever like bad. Coop's ever like I'm gonna die. I think he's like driving down like I'm gonna do. This is my thing. I'm fortunate.
I'm gonna make
figure
life
this
like
out.
this song.
Yeah, I know my worth and who I am. Mister, if you're hard up, I can spare a few grand.
I like sound.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I wanted to talk about the. Which camera do I look at?
Whichever one that speaks to your soul.
That one.
That
The
one.
one right there.
Oh, good.
That one.
Wait, no, okay.
This one.
Both the same.
The Return. Why is it called The Return? Is it because Twin Peaks is returning, or is it because returning is the central theme of the show? It's the latter, because returning. Because the returning is, yeah. No, it is. It's honestly like, I feel like this was the theme of the episode at least. We had Cooper returning, and his return seemed to be connected to Audrey's returning, and then we think about the show and how a lot, not everything in the show, but a lot of the show is being constructed around these two characters returning. Almost everything in Twin Peaks seems like it's connected to Audrey at this point. Everything with the Roadhouse seems like it's connected to Audrey. Even outside that, with the drugs and like the state of Twin Peaks, it seems like that's connected to Audrey. Also, we have Richard connected to Audrey, and in Las Vegas, everything around those characters was linked to Cooper coming back, and then Bad Coop had his own storyline that was kind of in the middle, but he seems linked to Audrey and Coop in a way. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say there's two central characters of this are still Audrey and Coop, just like the first season and the second season, kind of. Not really though.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, the first season
Where's
it was
James?
like Audrey and Coop as central characters, and then you had side characters like James and Norma and all these other people.
Especially
I guess yeah,
James.
Donna. I don't know. I think I had a point, but in the yeah.
It was somewhere in there.
No, okay. I think what Lynch is trying to say is that the returning is probably self-defeating. Like, we're trying to return to a memory or a moment in time like Twin Peaks in 1992. Like, the idea of a series revival in the first place is really stupid. Like, what do? Do you pander to nostalgia or, like, because you can't and nothing stays the same. Everything is always changing, and even like the moments that you remember from the series, like the Audrey dance and Cooper. I'm pretty sure you thought the I am the FBI.
Yeah, the I am the FBI.
You should have looked it up.
I'm a double check that, but I'm also gonna go out on a limb and say I'm correct. I am the FBI was a callback to the original series. You know that moment where he turns and he's like, I am the FBI. That's a callback,
I'm
right?
pretty sure, yeah.
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 That when I saw it the first time, it felt really familiar, and I was just like, it made me happy. Maybe not for the that reason.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. But the context.
I feel like that was a reference.
Yeah.
The context is completely like the same, like changed. So like when he says I am the FBI, that's like the death of Dougie. That means that like the entire thing, the family, everything that's been going right for Naomi, what's his character, is gone now. and she's going to be left with an inferior Cooper, once again.
Yeah.
So that's sad. I feel sad about that. And the Audrey, the dance, that was creepy as shit.
Yeah.
It used to be really central, really like cool. I think it's also like the song at the end in the credits, how their song is reversed throughout the credits. I think that's also saying like, look, this is a revival in the same way. I'll say Gilmore Girls again. The Gilmore Girls series was a revival, but it's the only thing.
No, but they did the revival so perfectly well, and it was so immaculate that that's the only thing we can compare it to.
Yeah. I never watched Gilmore Girls. My mom liked it. That's why I'm like so.
That's why I can't think of anything else.
That's why I can't think of anything else.
Gilmore Girls when I was a kid, but
No,
you
but
know.
like, yeah, I think the biggest theme of this series is returning to maybe a nostalgic thing isn't always good,
Yeah.
or it isn't always. He at least subverts the idea of a revival series in this.
Before I say my
And I think that's why it's called The Return, not because Twin Peaks is returning, it's because The Return is a central theme of the show.
Okay. Before I say my point along with that, just bringing back to the I am the FBI line, even if it wasn't a callback to the original, it was at least so well done that it was instantly iconic. It was an instantly iconic line. You felt like you had heard it before.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it was like...
And the song does give you that, like, I mean, the swell is swelled at that
swelling,
moment.
yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, that's swell.
Yeah, I can't. Oh, it's incredible.
But
It's
yeah.
a great fucking moment.
Entropy. I think there's so much entropy in this new season. Like, the actors are old. The age is not hidden.
Yeah.
We've got, like, even the last episode with the Norma and Ed storyline, you know, coming together and them
Basically,
actually getting together. It was like one of these, like, sweet moments where the only real thing from the original series that was really carried on in this season that they fulfilled in a bright sort of way.
Yeah. I'm not
And
sure
then
if that
everything else.
storyline was there for deeper meaning or if it was just tonal balance. Like, what do you think?
It'd be interesting if it was for tonal balance. I think it was kind of a nod to season 2. It was kind of like a, hey, we spent a lot of time teasing this fucking story. Here's your reward. Here's your reward.
Here we
It's like,
go.
yeah, I think it was just that. I think that was the last happy moment though that we were gonna get. It was so bright, so glowing, so just.
I think it'll have a happy ending. Oh,
Okay.
a relatively happy ending. You know, I don't think it'll end in a way that's gonna be like, oh god, that's crushing. Maybe there'll be aspects
I
of
feel
it
like there's
that will
gonna
be
be
like.
I feel like it'll be ambiguous, maybe even, like won't be clear, like.
I feel like there will be aspects that will be ambiguous.
Yeah.
Aspects that will be sad, but I think it will be overall hopeful.
I'm so sad to say goodbye to Naomi Watts. That is.
Are you sure we won't get a little bit more of her with Dougie? Like, as a, like, little epilogue thing, or like...
I feel like it's not beyond to pepper that in some way.
Yeah, even if we don't, yeah. It's,
Great.
Hey, at least she's, like, an A-list actor. We definitely want to see her in movies again,
Oh yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
It's not the end of Naomi Watts.
Yeah, it is the end of certain Lynch, unless Lynch does another movie or TV series, it's like, well, we will not see, what's his name, Albert. This is the last we get of Albert.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yeah.
We've seen the last of the Log Lady. No more Log Lady.
Mhm.
Well,
It's a real end of an era sort of thing.
I really want this to reignite Laura Dern's career. What has she been in
Yeah.
lately? She's too good to not be in movies.
I know. She basically has only done Lynch and Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Which is
That we can remember.
that we can remember. There's probably a lot of other projects that she's
Yeah,
worked
I'm
on.
sure she's bigger than that.
She's probably done more in this independent sphere than the mainstream sort of stuff because like the last mainstream movie I saw it in was Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic Park 3. Like, yeah, well.
Right, at least she did it.
Yeah, she did it. She did it. She wasn't with the dinosaurs. Yeah, she did it.
I really, that scene with her was probably my favorite of the episode that wasn't a callback.
Mm.
I mean, there were a lot of callbacks and like nostalgic parts and like the Cooper and the Cooper saying goodbye to Naomi Watts and Sonny Jim.
Yeah.
That was pretty sad.
Super
But
sad.
but the scene with her, from her walking down the hallway to her trying to tell the story, which I'd say is the real Diane trying to say that story,
Definitely,
or
yeah.
some kind of like, I have no idea. Who has any idea? But like, it seemed like it was genuine, and the I'm not me. I'm not
I'm not here.
Oh
I'm
my
not
god,
here.
yeah.
So creepy. So
I'm in the
well
sheriff's
done.
office. I'm in the sheriff's thing.
Yeah.
And then she just flies away.
And then she just flew away.
It's like it's like imagine the Black Lodge is just a giant mouth and Diane's a strand of spaghetti, and
yeah.
the Black Lodge is just like
That was
you know.
That was what it looked like.
That's what
She
it
just
looked
sort of.
Yeah.
She was gone.
Oh, great!
Oh, scared.
Fantastic.
It kind of makes you wonder how much of a reminiscent part of the real person these like manufactured beings
The
have.
tulpas.
Yeah, the tulpas. Like, how connected to the original spirit are they? Like, if you can have that breakthrough moment there. Like,
And like
there was the other theory I had, which upon retrospect, I don't think there's enough to draw from to kind of explore in terms of other characters. In terms of the Tulpas, at least, they always seem to be one-note characters, because I noticed when Diane went back into the Red Room, she... it was like, you were manufactured, and it's like, I know, fuck you. And her whole thing through the whole series has been Albert being like, I know, fuck you, Albert. Like, she's been kind of a one-note character.
Yeah.
And you had the same thing with Dougie, because he was just like, you know...
he was just a dumb
Yeah,
like
repeat
degenerate,
everything.
pretty much.
Yeah.
A dumb degenerate. That's
Yeah.
that best describes Doggie's character.
So, like, what other character in there has been one note or something? I just thought of this on the top of my head. Golden Shovels. I don't know. It's a big stretch, and he's not necessarily one note. But
Yeah, they're gonna tie him in a little bit more.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think it'd be too far to say that he could be.
What about Jerry?
Yeah.
I'd say he's the most likely to be a
Tulpa?
something's
something.
gone wrong with Jerry.
Why
Yeah.
Jerry,
That's not my foot.
He was, yeah.
though?
I forgot about that.
He's been acting so weird, I guess.
Yeah.
And back in the original series, the weirdness was like he's always on drugs. Like he's always partying sort of thing. And this time it's like he's not on anything. He's just out of his mind. And to Richard doesn't recognize his actions either. He's like, what the fuck's going on here with this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. But moving on, it's perfect segue. Theories. Have you heard any that stood out to you?
What have I got?
What has he got in his notebook of wonder?
I've got the fact that I have no theories about the Roadhouse. It's the only theory I've got. I'm gonna get a drink. Can I have a drink?
Oh no. Do you think that Richard is Bob's son?
Richard is Bob's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Product of rape.
Well, his doppelganger's son.
Yeah, it's
For
doppelganger's son, so that's what you mean, yeah?
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was like, Audrey is
He went
son.
and saw Aubrey before he
And-
left too.
Yeah. I don't think Audrey would have with anyone else, and he's definitely not a midget.
And also,
And well, that's not. he's
Goodbye,
not
my
real.
son.
yeah.
my son.
I was just like, we haven't
Yeah.
talked about it yet.
Goodbye, my son.
I think that's just.
That was
Theory
the.
proved. We did it
But-
again.
Well, everyone had that theory. Everyone proven right. So.
But
Man.
how is he gonna link into the finale? I hear you say.
Ah.
Yeah,
Well.
because
Richard, Linda, 2 birds, 1 stone. Richard on the stone gets sipped away. It just feels like. Oh God, who's Linda?
who's Linda?
You have any gum?
No.
Yeah, I don't know who Linda is.
Wait, so we actually don't know who Linda is?
No.
There's no character called Linda on the show, at all.
Check it out. I don't think so.
I reckon it's one of the girls in the Roadhouse.
Maybe it's the screaming Asian. Ah! 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 You know? Remember?
No.
She's crawling.
Oh, the screaming lady?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I don't
so
know.
Did
according
you say anything?
according
She's
to
She was Asian.
The one in the car screaming.
Not in the car. She
No.
was crawling on the ground. She had glasses. It was one at
yeah,
the
the
Roadhouse
one
performance.
it was in the.
Oh right.
yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking that was another scene for some reason. Never mind.
It's
Thinking
easy to
like
do that.
calling some.
I'm thinking about like
calling anyone a screaming Asian feels like a bit of an insult.
Yeah.
Well, that's where I was.
It feels like it's a callback to something
Yeah.
derogatory.
Yeah.
It's like, remember that time with it? No, let's not go into that any further. According to Twin Peaks Wiki, Linda was Mickey's wife who lived in the new Fat Trout Trailer Park in Twin Peaks, Washington. The fireman told Dale Cooper to remember the names Richard and Linda. Linda was a disabled veteran. She requested a motorized wheelchair to help her get around more easily, which took 6 months to arrive. One day, Mickey rode into Twin Peaks with Bill and Carl Rod to pick up Linda's mail. So she's in the trailer park.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is she the one that was from from Fire Walks With Me that was like, never
Could be.
fixing anything in this trailer park or some shit?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wasn't there an old lady with a little boy?
That was Tremont.
Yeah.
That was the Tremonts.
Mm.
That was a Tremont.
I mean, it makes
The
sense.
Tremonts. Still don't know what the Tremonts are, where they are.
So.
Yeah.
What's going on with them?
Yeah, Tremons. There is so much. It's really hard to theorize about Twin Peaks, to be honest. It's one of the few shows that surprises me. Even if I know that something's going to happen, there's always something around it that is just out of the blue.
Just because it's last episode, I just found myself when I was trying to write down theories before the episode. I was before this what we're doing now. I found it really difficult. I was just like, I don't even have the urge to theorize because it's so close.
I was
Yeah.
thinking as well, it's hard to theorize because sometimes they don't even, it's not too explicit. Like, they'll give you something. I'm trying to think now of an example, but I can't really think of something. What are you doing?
You
I'm so sorry.
You degenerate.
You told me to be free.
I did.
You told me to be free!
We have different definitions of free.
What?
So.
How is that possible?
So yeah, to be honest, I have the same sort of feeling. I don't know. I've gotten used to not knowing with this show.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's better. It's better than knowing Game of Thrones. But, the feels. The feels. I was so surprised how this episode made me realize how much I had felt over the whole season. Especially with, like, Naomi Watts, the storyline with Dougie. if you watch back that scene of Cooper coming back and you just pay attention to Naomi Watts' expression through the whole thing, she tells a story in that. You can see her being happy and elated that like Dougie's back, and her slow realization something's off, and then her realization that that's always the person she's always wanted, and wanting him to like stay, and then realizing she's never gonna see that person again. She goes through a whole emotional roller coaster with someone that she's just met.
Yeah.
And she tells it on her face. It's just one of those moments where you watch an actor and you're just like, they should get paid all that money. They deserve all of it.
Yeah, Naomi Watts, honestly one of my favorite parts of the show.
Yeah.
Really great. When people say that Dougie was just a one-note character, one-note joke, I'd say, no, the entire situation around him and how every character reacted to him differently.
Yeah.
No, I disagree.
Straight up.
Yeah. I also really like that joke, one of the Mitchum brothers. Side effects. Fucking great joke. I don't know.
Why does it happen in this episode where they're just like, what the hell is this neighborhood? It's like people under a lot of stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have great one-liners.
And then they just accept it. That's the reality.
They might be my favorite characters.
I like
they
the
might
Mitchum
be.
brothers.
The Mitchum brothers, like, they have hearts of
As soon as I became friends
they
with
really
Dougie, I was just like, I love these guys.
Yeah.
That one conga scene with them sold me on them because I knew it was going to be good times from there on out.
Oh, and the weird soundtrack playing. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Threw me into a spin.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad they're there for the final showdown. You know?
Mm.
Oh.
Just of the series, just in general. Wait, what are we up to? Are we still doing theories?
Yes.
He told me
Yes,
to be
we are.
free.
He's not free while he's here.
You realize it's gonna cut from like, are we still doing theories to me going yes, and you're like, you told me to be free.
Well, you don't have
Are
to
we
keep every cut in there. It's not.
We shouldn't keep this cut in there.
That's hilarious.
We should just keep going.
I was watching an interview with Lynch today, and he was talking about like how he creates stuff, like what is his creative process, and he basically what he says. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but basically what he says is he follows the seed of an idea. He has an idea, and he follows that seed of an idea until he creates something that, like, you know, a movie or TV show, whatever the hell it is. So he follows that until it feels correct, and it will feel correct if he stays true to the initial idea that he has. With that in mind, what do you think the initial idea for this series is?
Oh my god.
Okay, I like this train of thought because I know how the initial idea for the original season was to have the unsolved murder of Laura Palmer spawn off all these other stories to explore the characters of the town and the actual more...
I think that was the result of an initial idea.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking about with Blue Velvet. You have the suburban, like, thing, but the original idea was a severed ear on a lawn. That was the original idea.
Oh, you mean like the original
Like,
image sort of
yeah.
like just one thing.
What do you think
What
would
was the
be
seed?
the original seed that he just followed and stayed true to the entire time? If there is any such thing in this TV series, because he did that interview 2015, and he might not be talking about TV shows because they're so big, and he might have a bunch of seeds in there. I love how...
There's definitely a lot of stuff in there.
I feel
But
like
I do feel like for some reason, the reason I talked about that before was because I was thinking of Laura Palmer. She was in the first episode. We never see her again. I feel like it's going to come back to that.
Yeah, he might even
Yeah.
follow the original seed that he had for the original Twin Peaks, which would
Yeah.
probably be the dead girl in plastic.
Yeah, Dead
I'd
Girl-
say if there was an original seed for the original series, it would be that first shot of Laura Palmer being revealed in
Yeah.
plastic. I'd say that would be the first idea we had.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he's given interviews that prove me wrong, but
With all
I haven't
the,
seen him yet.
with all
I'll
the-
try. By the next episode, I will. I'm learning.
with all the rewind, we could have, like, you know, the reveal of Laura Palmer we could have the. It's just everything's reshrouded.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we're gonna get an explanation in reverse, if you know what I mean. You know, like it's gonna be like we're gonna build to something, and then it's gonna like be like, what?
You think so?
Yeah. I really think I'm gonna think I'm understanding everything, and then I'm gonna have a moment where I'm just like,
I
no.
like that.
Well, I don't think that David Lynch is gonna be like. I do think he's gonna leave mysteries open, but I don't think he's gonna like work really hard at making it an unsatisfying ending.
Maybe I'm
He's just like,
describing it
fuck
wrong.
the viewer. I want to play a trick on them. Like, I don't think he's that kind of creative.
Maybe I'm describing it wrong. I feel like he's gonna explain it up to a point, and then it's gonna be like a wall is hit, and it's just like
I think
no,
that's
beyond
always been the case with everything that he does. It's like you can kind of put the pieces together up to a point, but after that point, it's Mr. Mystery.
Yeah, Mr. Mystery.
Mr. Mystery is like
Mystery.
with
Mr.
Bob.
Jackpot.
Mr. Jackpots. Mr. Jackpots.
With the Mother of Evil and Bob and stuff, I'm like, if they were introduced into this world in when they did the bomb test.
Yeah.
Before that, there was just pure good. What?
Yeah.
What?
No.
I don't think she's being called the mother of all evil.
No, I think they just call her the mother because she had that figure that like she was spurting out the seeds,
Yeah.
so it just like makes a
Exactly.
theological
Yeah.
sense or something.
Well, with that kind of thing, that whole episode 8,
Mm.
which can't wait to go rewatch it. But I don't think it's gonna make any more sense now than it did at the start, as when it first came out.
We haven't got really another conversation with the woodsman since then.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think? What do you think the seed was?
It's hard to say, but I think you're probably closest to it with the Laura Palmer wrapped in
Plastic,
thing. That
yeah.
feels sort of like I mean, back when I watched the first season, that was where it all started.
Yeah.
And everything just unfolded from
I always
that one
remembered
scene.
that one scene, like, being a very striking first scene to put in a show.
Yeah, especially because like you're met with all these this like peaceful sort of town. This guy out fishing. He
Yeah.
seems like a nice kind of guy.
Pete Martell.
Pete, yeah.
Oh my god, is his actor still alive?
I don't know.
I'm guessing not because he didn't return. Unless
Would have loved to see him come
no,
back.
in the Mark Frost book he died in an explosion. He was in the bank when it exploded. He died shielding Audrey.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that whole scene, like, I feel like that sets up everything we
Actor's
got from
dead.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
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 What about Catherine Martell, man?
I know. What happened to Catherine?
Fucking bullshit.
She
You know
was
what?
cool.
You know
She
what
was a
gets
cool
me
character.
is that she was like, I would have done it. It's like, why is she in there then?
Well, think back. What about Richard Horn?
Yeah.
He's only delivered the key.
It was it for quite a couple. We know pretty much all that we need to know about Richard Horn as a
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, but he was tied to other central characters like Audrey and her son.
But yeah.
Catherine Martell was tied to Pete Martell and a feud between her
And she wasn't really
him.
like connected to the main dark part of the
No.
plot, which I feel like they're like, if this is a tribute to Twin Peaks, it's a tribute to the dark side of Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really a tribute to that really kooky fucking Catherine Martell being an Asian businessman and having that stupid accent.
Oh my
and being
Yeah.
like, I'm Catherine Martell.
Oh my god.
Hello.
As soon as that character was introduced on TV, I'm just like,
Catherine.
Catherine Martell is dressed up as a stereotypical Asian. What the fuck am I watching?
You know
In the
what's-
early 90s.
You know what's so sad? And this is maybe a reason why I quit smoking. Is when I rewatched it a couple weeks ago, I was like, who's that Asian fellow again? I didn't think it was Catherine.
Oh my god.
Until like an episode before, I was like, oh yeah, what the fuck is wrong
He's in
with me?
disguise.
What the fuck is wrong with
She
me?
just disappears at this this random Asian businessman turns up, like, right.
And I was
at the
legitimately like, I watched this entire series before, and I'm on the edge of my seat about this Asian dude.
Oh my god! That was season 2 of Twin Peaks, man. There was nothing to do with that.
Oh god.
That was just what it was.
I really, when I was a teenager, I really didn't like season 2 of Twin Peaks.
Good.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's the popular opinion.
I don't think it is.
I
I didn't like the whole thing.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't like how the Leland Palmer.
That's not entirely a bad thing either, because that wasn't intended either. They were forced to do that.
Yeah, but I'd still say, like, when I watched it again, I'm like, the Leland Palmer scene was fucking like.
Oh yeah.
What was I thinking when I was a kid? Like, that was some 10 out of 10 shit. He's like describing like how it felt for him to Cooper holding his hand, and like, how did that not strike a chord with me when I was a kid, you know?
You were heartless.
Heartless piece of shit. I'm just like, I want this show to be ended. I thought the 3rd season was more comfy. This season isn't comfy.
I want my comfort back. I want to be comfy.
I want my comfy. And
Season 2 was comfy in a junk food kind of way.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then they had the last episode, which was the best episode of all of it.
Taking it back to the TV show format, because you're like, seeds might not work when we're like considering TV show.
Yeah.
I actually think this is probably the best format for, or not the best, but a really good format for Lynch to work in. Because he really gets time to flesh out his ideas.
I put that down as a talking point, actually.
Yeah.
Apparently, remember when it was 8 episodes? It was going to be an 8-episode series, and then it got cancelled, and then it got revived again, and stuff like that. Now it's 18 episodes. Do you think the 18 episodes were warranted?
Yeah, I
think he could have told the story in 8 episodes. I think the 18 episodes really makes it, like, something else.
I think it fleshes it out to a point where I'm really happy with it, though, because I don't feel like any of it... I don't feel like I wanted to lose any of it.
Yeah, imagine if it was just, they cut out all the ancillary shit. It was mostly just the Roadhouse and Las Vegas. And even then they cut out a lot of the side character stuff with that. They cut out a lot of the songs. And it was just Coop getting his mind back, and Audrey realized she was in a coma, and then the last episode, which we don't know yet. But I think it would have felt like a pretty typical revival series at that point.
Yeah.
And I think it would have felt kind of rushed. I feel like the way that they paced it this time, it really did feel like a return to Twin Peaks again. Like
we got to come back to the world
and revisit
of Twin
it
Peaks,
and see what's changed.
The world of Twin Peaks isn't just the town. It's like the Black Lodge. Yeah. It's the mysticism of it.
Mm-hmm. It's the whole universe that it exists in.
We were kept away from it long enough that like you were longing for it, and it gave you a new atmosphere to explore these ideas, and new settings to explore these ideas, rather than the settings just being throwaway pieces.
Yeah.
We spent decent amounts of time in there, so we got to know these new characters, and I don't think we're at such a different point from where we begun the series. Like, I was just thinking back then to the first episode with like everything that was happening in that tower, with that weird guy that was watching the box, and like what was going on there with the billionaire and everything like that, and where we are now, feeling like we're going back to the original and everything's coming together in Twin Peaks. That journey would not have been the same over 8 episodes. You're right.
No, I think that just like, not even with the amount of time the story has to be told now, but with the amount of weeks that we're able to get consistent weekly Twin Peaks things, it's been like half the year for me, man.
Yeah.
Like, this has been the coolest thing that's happened to me all year. I'll say that. Like, this is the coolest shit. The fucking coolest shit. My favorite TV show. A lot of why I like it, I can't even say it in analytical or critical terms. I'm just like, nah, I'll fight you over it. This is this is the best thing
Makes me feel good when I watch it.
It makes me feel really good to think about, to watch about, to talk about. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
There you have it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep. I hope that Lynch does another TV show.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care what he does.
As long as he does it.
I'll do it. I'll just
I'll do it.
What,
I don't care what you do. I'll do it.
No,
I'll
I'll
fight
watch
you.
it. I'll watch it. I won't be involved because obviously I'm not skilled enough in any like certain area to be involved in a Lynchian production. But like I'll watch the shit out of that shit.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
What do you pay me?
Alright. Final question.
I do it for free.
Are you going to, in the lead up to the final episode, watch it as Lynch intended, all in one sitting?
Oh, later, yeah.
Later?
Yeah.
I'll probably be obsessed with this for the next like 6 months.
Probably,
I'll probably
yeah.
be like watching it in all kinds of
Strange ways.
strange.
Watching
I'll be looking for
backwards.
fan edits every week. Like, what's the new fan edit this week?
There's gonna be someone that puts it all together like he filmed it, like each storyline separate.
Yeah.
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 That'd be interesting.
There'll be someone who will make it a shorter cut. There would be someone who like I'm sure there'll be a bunch of stuff, and then the Blu-rays come out. I'm gonna buy them, and it's I'm gonna buy everything I can about this Twin Peaks stuff. The final dossier, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy the soundtrack. I'm gonna buy both soundtracks. I'm gonna buy the old Mark Frost book. I'm gonna just he's
buy
got all my
everything.
money. He's got all my money.
Take it!
Take it.
You can have it.
Give me all the Twin Peaks stuff. Like, I'm a bit of a fanboy. I hate myself for it, but, someone was bound to get my attention someday and just be like, this is the best thing.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
if
up.
there was anything to be a fanboy about,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, yeah. Looking forward to tonight,
Yeah.
now,
Now.
now,
Yeah.
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 Thanks, guys, for coming on this journey with us. It took a little bit longer than expected. Expect the Game of Thrones one probably next week, because we might have some fresh opinions, fresh off our brains.
I want it.
And it'll be more interesting than if we just smashed into it.
See what I'm saying?
No.
Let it settle.
Oh, yeah.
Marinate.
I see that circle inside of the camera and it's like looking, it's like a fucking eye.
Leave a comment, subscribe, or like. Even if it's a suggestion, what do you hate about the show? What do you like about the show? Tell us.
Sorry.
Thanks, guys.
I hate you.